Welcome all. Today we are going to be diving into lesson 7. We are going to be discussing table. We are going to be discussing HTML tables. Okay, so quickly let's jump into our code editor, which is Notepad. Okay, into Notepad we have this very short piece of code here. Let me reduce it so that you can see what we have here. This is the entire code I have in this Notepad. Okay, if you have been following up this lesson, I believe you should understand what is written in here. Okay, in our title section here I have table lesson 7, and then in the h1 tag in our body element I have lesson 7, and I have h2 tag here saying table in HTML. Okay, and the h area is just a horizontal row lines that run within the web page. So quickly let us view what we have before going into the lesson. So to view this, I'm going to head over to my Firefox browser, and this is what we have. If you check in the title bar here, you're going to see table lesson 7. This is lesson 7, and this is table in HTML. Okay, we will be working with table today. So quickly let's head back to our code editor, and then we make this thing happen. Okay, now let me increase the size for your vision, so to have a clear vision of what I'm doing. So quickly we jump into it. So the first element we're going to be working with here is called table, 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 and then we're going to add a little bit of styling to it, but do not worry about the styling for now. I'm only adding the styling so that the border can be seen around. So we're going to add a border to it, and equivalent the border here to 1 pixel, to 1, right? Our border is equal to 1, and then we'll come down and give our closing tag for table as well. Good. Now we head back into it. So the next thing we're going to get here is the table row, TR, which is represented by TR. That is table row. Okay, so we are defining a row within the table. So the first thing we're going to put in this row now, we're going to put in the table head. Okay, so it's going to be TH. Okay, and let's say TH. Good. And then in the first table head, we're going to say heading 1 in our first table head. And in the next table head, we can have so many table here. Okay, but for this video I'm going to be working with let's say 2 table heads. Okay, 2 table head will be okay, 2 heads will be okay, 2 headings will be okay, just okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to get outside of that row. Okay, understand that we define the row here, we call it here, and after defining the both of them here in the row, we put our first and second table here. Okay, and then we come down to the next row, defining the next row, say table row again, TR again. Okay, so we come here now, we're going to define our table data. So we're going to use TD for now, which is table data. Okay, so for here we're going to say row 1, cell 1. Okay, this row 1, cell 1. I will explain this to you as we view it into the web page. Okay, we come down and say another table data that will be equal to TD again. Good. And then we say row 1, cell 2. So now we are still on the same row. Okay, we define a single row or single table row that we are still on the same row. That's why we have row 1 and row 1 here, but we have 2 different cells within the row. Okay, so we move on to viewing what we have into the web page. Okay, let's save it quickly. You can do it manually, or you control S. Okay, to save it, because I'm using a Windows computer. Right, so we head back into our browser and refresh the browser, either by, let me increase the size of what we have here so that you people can be able to see it clearly. Okay, I believe this can be viewed clearly. All right, so now if you see here the little lines, let me increase the size so that you can see what I'm talking about actually. So now these lines you see around the text here, around heading 1 and heading 2, and you see row 1 cell 1 and you see row 2 cell 2. So this entire place here become a row, and this become cell of a row with cell 1, and this becomes cell 2. So this is our cell 1, and this is our cell 2. Okay, this back. So But the entire section from here all the way, this is actually a row. Okay, so we have heading 1 and then we have this, we have heading 2 and we have this also. Okay, so in our plain text now, to put it, let's just say we want to take our student's name. Okay, we want to take student name and have the ID number. Okay, so in the table, so what we're going to do here is that we're going to replace our heading and our names and the names and ID number, right? So let's get back to our code editor quickly. Let's get back to Notepad. So in Notepad now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace what we have heading. I'm going to put, okay, student ID. Okay, and then the next place I'm going to put student name. Student name. All right, so when we save this and then we'll come here in the first row cell, we're going to put student ID there. Let's just say the person ID number is 001 5001. Okay, and then we'll come down, we say the next, the person that have ID number of 001 5001, that person name is actually John Doe. John Doe. Okay, let's say John Doe. John Doe, right? And then we save this and head back. I just want you to understand how this entire table concept works like. So as we refresh it, now you see we have student ID and that is student name, right? So we can have multiple table heads telling us what is this, what is this, and what is this. If you see your table here is actually in a bold form and then your table data is in a plain text. Okay, so we get down, we get back to our co-editor for now, which having to be, so we can add multiple students, right? We can add multiple students. So I'm just going to copy this entire section here. I'm going to copy this entire section here for time's sake. Okay, and then come down and paste this, come down and paste it. Okay, so now we will be working with 3 students. So for the ID number, I'm going to change it to 2, and here, come here, we're going to change it to 3 as well. So we have 3 students that we're working with, and here this is going to be Mary Johnson. And here student, our third student going to be Paul Brown. Okay, and when we save this, we are going to get these results. So as I refresh it, now you see we have 3 students. Okay, so let's see if we can add another thing. Okay, so let us see if we can add the student ID. We have added the student ID, we have added the student name. Let's see if we can add the student class degree. Okay, instead of doing it with class or grade, maybe let's see if we can add another table here, and then we see the status of the student. We see the status of the student. Okay, so we say the grade. Okay, let's take grade. All right, work with grade. All right, let's take grade. All right, so we save this. When we save this, we'll get back to our browsers, Firefox, to Chrome. We refresh it. You're going to see grade is here, but there are not any rows on the grade, right? So we're going to see how best we can put the 3 students in our respective classes. Okay, so we get back to this, and then we see if we can create another one here. So we come, I would say our table data now will be, come down into table data. We see table data now will be, we say class 9. This person is in class 9. We come here, we say again td. So we say the person is in class 2. All right, if they will say another table data here. All right, and then we say this person in class 12, and then we save it. All right, so when we head back to our browser, this is what we get. We refresh it, this is what we have. So we have the ID number of the student and the name of the student and the class of the student. We have the ID number of the student, the name of the student, the class. So John Doe is in class 9, Mary Johnson is in class 2, Paul Brown is also in class 12. So this is just a quick tick on table. Okay, working with table in HTML. There are lots you can do with table. So guys, thank you very much for sticking on for this lesson 7. See you in lesson 8.